What's going on, guys? Larry here at Los Campeones in the beautiful resort town of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is cold, very cold in the negative temps, so probably getting in a little bit more of an extended warm-up that I normally would. But today, tackling legs and making sure that just trying to get some good lower body development, because again, I'm once again in the off season. I thought I'd be contest prepping at this point, but again, I have to see what's going out versus what's coming in financially, and competing isn't necessarily the move right now. But that's, again, I think I'll be going in a fat loss phase. I think I've mentioned this prior. So now I have to get back to adjusting my days where they'll be very, very early, because I have to fit in cardio along with the weight training in the morning, and find some time for cardio at night. So that's what I'll be looking for to do here, just to be able to get some insulin sensitivity back and all that. So, but beyond all that, this morning is legs. So I've been explaining to you guys the effectiveness of high volume training, but also explaining to you the effectiveness of low volume training. So you've seen me train high volume, no problem. So we're gonna put a little bit more emphasis, a little bit more pounding into the leg session today, and we're gonna go a little bit lower volume than what I would normally do. So with that being said, there is a particular reason for it, is that I've gone back to training legs for the most part twice a week. I combined my second leg day, and I put leg day in quotations, I'll explain here, is that I combine it with a back day. So it's really a leg and back day, and that second day will have some deadlifts in there. It'll have some other stuff in there that'll metabolically pump up the legs. It's not a heavy workout. This is the heavy session this week. So that's why I'm going a little bit more on the lower end, because I have to have that volume, I have to make that volume up later in the week. So it's something new that I'm trying. I'm slowly going to start phasing out the arm day, possibly. I'm not too sure. Ideally, I'd like to get in a fifth day, and I'm gonna try to work that in somehow. But with that being said, because I like to keep that arm day. With that being said, the goal of today's workout is, number one, a lot of mechanical tension. So slow eccentrics, really putting a load on the muscle, making sure that the quads and the hamstrings are feeling the brunt of the movement, minimize as much momentum as possible, and put a lot of control power into each movement. We want every bit of stress put on that muscle. I want every bit of work put on that muscle so I can give it the stimulus to grow. We feed it, rest it, come back stronger later in the week, pump it up with a lot of blood, and go on about our business and prepare for the next day. I really don't have anything but about probably, so today is Sunday by the time of the day I'm filming this. So Monday is push, Wednesday off, Thursday I have, today is Sunday, Monday is push, Tuesday off, Wednesday off, and then come back Thursday for back and legs. So I can really brutalize my legs today and then put in a recovery workout, if that's what you want to call it, and just fill the muscle up with some blood. I don't get super sore these days for the simple fact that I have a lot of intra-workout nutrition going on for me at the beginning of the session. I have basically 100 carbs plus in the morning between my pre-workout shake and my intra-workout shake. So that helps me recover a little bit more than what I would normally have. So that's been helpful. But today we're just gonna really work. We're gonna keep the weights heavy. I'm gonna put in a variety of movements for hamstrings and quads, and also keep in mind that I'll be touching biceps today as well, because I like to train my biceps and triceps twice per week, and this will actually be the heavy workout. And then later on in the week during my arm day, that's going to be more of a pump, medium, heavy, but higher volume type of session. And it is the end of the month, and you know what that means, 1,000 rep arm day. I'm very excited for that on Friday. So I haven't decided if I'm going to bring that to you guys yet, but in case that I don't, I have another 1,000 rep arm day on my channel. So all you got to do is search for it, or I'll actually probably put the link in the description. So with that being said, we're going to get to it. I've talked enough. It's early here. There's really nobody here on a Sunday, and we're going to work really hard and get to it. So let's get after it.
All right, it's always a good idea to warm up the hamstring. So again, generally I usually just do a high rep set or a couple high rep sets to get the blood into the muscle, seeing that it has been below freezing temperatures here in Minnesota. They've really been up into the 25, 30, 35 rep range with something light just to wake up the hamstrings, A, and B, just get a lot of blood in them. I'm not a huge stretcher, so I don't do it. So this gives me the momentum I need to go into my work sets, and plus it just helps gets my mind right for the subsequent work that is to come. Not something that I suggest everybody does. A lot of people will waste energy on it, but it's something that I vehemently recommend, and I think a lot of people should do it, but don't think that you have to.
Last warm-up set, keeping the reps low, and after that we're just going to get right into with these. I know a lot of people like to lean forward. I like to push back, and I try not to torque my back forward, so that's why you see me push on this right here, just to keep my lower back up out of the movement as much as possible. So let's finish out and get to work.
And I don't have a microphone, so sorry, but this is my second heavy work set, and as you can see, I'm just really pushing myself against that pad, trying not to torque my lower back and push my hips forward. I know a lot of people lean forward, and that's probably something that will eventually come, but with that being said, I'm not the biggest fan of that style of leg curl because I think it just puts my low back in a vulnerable position, although it does emphasize the stretch more. So you have to weigh the cost to benefit ratio with something like that. With any type of alteration like that, you have to think about, is this what I want to do? Is this how I want this exercise to go? So, standard versus leaning forward, that's something that you have to figure out yourself. But I encourage you all to try it out. We need to let 2024 be the year of we don't have to ask people of how they're training. Just to get briefly into the set here, this was a myo rep set, basically an extended rest pause. We've got all these scientific fancy words for stuff now, but it was a rest pause set, and I was trying to get to about 20 reps. I think I was failed around about 18 or 19, something like that, with 145 pounds. So this obviously means my hamstrings are getting stronger. Even though I lighten the weight up, it will probably be a little bit more than what I would normally be able to handle. So that means I'm trending in the right direction. So, we just keep on going how we're going. But yes, myo reps are a great technique to really raise that volume intra-workout and then just build even more upon that.
All right, as you can see, that didn't go exactly as I wanted. So I went up in reps. To close to about 20. I lost count because once I get in the set, I'm just inside the set. So now that that's done, I'm gonna move on to quadriceps. So starting out with the leg press first, and I'm just gonna slowly work my way up because I generally don't do leg extensions on my heavy stuff when I'm splitting the leg days. So I'm going to try to keep it out, but I don't think I will. I think I'll actually add it this time and just really pump the muscle up with some blood. Even in what this is a heavy, even with this being a heavy day, I still want to put a lot of blood in the muscle to finish it out. So you may see leg extensions, you may not. Just give me a forewarning. But with leg press, working up to anywhere between 6 to 20 reps. And then I'm probably going to end that off in a cluster set as well. So we'll play it by ear. Let's go.
All right. Now we're talking something a little bit more my speed. It is the leg press. So I'm going to preface this with saying, yes, I know the leg press is not impressive. Yes, I know I should go deeper. But you want to know something? When you're lifting, you also need to keep in mind that you have to have some level of comfort to be able to execute these movements in an effective manner, right? Especially if they're guided equipment. Nobody wants to lay down on a shitty bench and do a bench press. We've all done that before. We all agree. Veterans in the iron game, people that are new to it, know that if you lay down or you sit down in a piece of shitty equipment, then it will absolutely manifest itself into bad movement. You trying to wiggle to get some comfort. We get that. So do I go all the way to my armpits? Like, no, I'm not going to do what's espoused as the optimal movement. I do it deep enough to where I feel a stretch component, and then I push that goddamn weight back up. I'm not going to do no exaggerated ranges of motion, none of that. And again, you have to let 2024 be the year that, yes, you continue to seek out knowledge, you continue to acquire it, but also at the same time, understand that you can operate in the realm that you've been working in as far as knowledge, range of motion, all that, and you can just build upon that. Please, 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 please. Stop asking questions all the time. If you can't do a particular range of motion, don't do the range of motion. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, don't do it. You're not going to gain anything from it except maybe a couple of likes on Instagram, and then them people really don't care anyway. So do what's comfortable for you. Pick the equipment that's good, that's going to help you operate within the realm that you're trying to operate in, and then just go for broke and worry about your own development. That's all you can do in the end.
Okay, finish off that leg press was kind of brutal, but we're going to continue because now we have reverse band hack squats. So if you are 35 plus, you should definitely be sprinkling reverse bands inside of your training instead of just using it without straight weight. If you are 40 plus, you should definitely be using this. I know the big thing among a lot of IFBB pros and a lot of Insta-fluencers, they like to make fun of the reverse band. Well, they don't have the training age under their belt. Number two, let's just call a spade a spade. There's a lot of performance enhancing drugs that are involved that just help them lift the damn weight, but for most 40 plus guys, we don't have that. A lot of us don't have that option, or we can't exercise that option right now. And even still, it's just smart to do. It saves your knees, it saves your low back. You still have a lot of life ahead of you, so why not use things that will help out with your longevity? So the absolute nonsense that reverse bands are useless, or you don't need them, that's just, it's fucking stupid, guys. Just fucking stop doing it. So 2 heavy sets, 1 Widowmaker. If you don't know what a Widowmaker is, stay tuned. I will show you. If you do know what a Widowmaker is, please pray for a brother, because I hate doing them, but I'm gonna do it because they will make my legs grow.
All right, I have a love-hate affair with hack squats. Most days I love to hate them, but today I'm just gonna embrace them. So again, if you are 35, you should sprinkle in reverse bands for your training. If you are 40 plus, you should definitely be using reverse bands for your training. I know a lot of people will consider reverse banding cheating. I know a lot of people will say, well, you shouldn't reverse band because you need to feel all that weight. The people that are saying this has obviously not been above the age of 40, number one. And number two, we don't even know if they'll even make it. So with that being said, put the reverse band on and watch how much better your knees and back will feel. Well, why don't you just lighten up the weight? Well, what fun is lightweight training? We get it. Why can't we just put the reverse band on, put on a lot of plate resistance? Like, I'm still struggling with the weight. You can visibly see me take breaks in between each rep. So it's not like it's easy or anything like that. It's that it's an advantage that I'm able to use to be able to help me lift the weight. All right. I'm not going to be strong forever. So I may as well do things that will help out with my longevity in the gym. I've already said I had to be around till at least 80, my mid 80s, because my kids need me. They'll be 40 at that point. So I'm going to use the things that will help me lift the weight. If I have to reverse band a damn incline bench, guess what I'm doing? I'm probably going to reverse band an incline bench. I'm not scared of using tools that will help keep me in the gym longer. And if I'm in the gym longer, that means I still have an opportunity to be relatively strong and look the way I would like to look. So to all you guys saying that reverse bands don't work, I shouldn't reverse band, look, fucker, get to 40 something and then maybe you'll have some skin in the game where you can talk. But until then, sit down, shut up, and let us old guys do what we do, because your advice is absolutely inapplicable to anything that a middle-aged man does.
And that, my friends, is a Widowmaker. It was a grind to 20. Last time I did that, I had 2 plates on, so I had a 50, so that was progress. The reverse band, I kind of account for that by just adding more weight, but my knees and low back don't feel beat up. Oh God, it feels good. That's the first time the hack has felt good in a while. So done with legs, I'm gonna move on to biceps. Very simple, 2 work sets. Cluster set, keep it moving. No barbell work, just machine work. Because I'm gonna do some more barbell and dumbbell work on Friday. So just want to stay in a groove and just really work the muscle. So let's finish out strong and get the real day started.
And I literally just have this here for illustration purposes. Nothing crazy. One exercise because I didn't have time. I had to get up out of here because I had to be at work at 9:30 and I wanted to get home, get the kids ready, get my food ready, and then I could be out the door. So that's it for a lower body day. That's the way it's looking right now. I didn't train this morning. By the time this voiceover is going, it's Monday morning. So I will train tomorrow morning, and it will be push, chest, shoulders, and triceps. So I may bring that to you. I may not. We'll see. But until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. And hopefully it won't take me 2 weeks to post another video.